Welcome to the Beauty Moves podcast. I am your host, Koyeta Tamara, and your guide on this transformative journey. This podcast is your ultimate destination for inspiration, actionable strategies, and real talk conversations about building a successful business while becoming the best version of yourself. We'll dive into topics that empower you to elevate your skills, grow your brand, and navigate the challenges of entrepreneurship with confidence. You will hear from industry experts, learn the secrets behind thriving businesses, and discover the mindset shifts that will set you apart in a competitive world. So whether you're starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, you're in the right place. Together, let's take bold action and make your vision a reality. Let's make beauty moves. Welcome to another episode of Beauty Moves Podcast. I am your host, Koyeta Tamara. I hope you all are having a wonderful summer. You know, the kids are out from school, things may be a little hectic, and I'm hoping this podcast can take your mind off that for a second and get locked in on your business. The economy is economying, things are looking a little sideways. Nevertheless, things must go on, your business must go on. And I'm here to talk about a trap that keeps showing up in your business. It sounds like a compliment, and it is, but there's another layer to it that we're going to get into today. So let's talk about it. And I know that there are certain compliments every business owner loves hearing. Your clients are obsessed with you. You're so good to people. You remember everything. And honestly, this will make you feel really special. But most of us didn't start our business just to provide a service. That's not why you started. It wasn't just a service, right? We started them because we cared. We want people to be comfortable. We want people to feel seen. And we wanted them to walk away saying that experience was different, but different in a good way. That was good. But I want to ask you a question today. And the question is the thing that makes your business special dependent on you? I really want you to sit with that thought and that question for a second, because that might be the reason why your clients love your business. What they really love is you, your personality. But outside of that, what else is it that is making your business special? Right? And at some point, if that's not addressed, the guilt that builds your client reputation can quietly become the thing that limits your growth. Why? Because yes, you care about your clients, and that's important. But when the entire experience is based on you, if you're the one holding it together, then baby, we got to talk about that. So before we get started, I want you to think about one compliment you hear on a regular basis. What is that? Put it in your mind's eye. And maybe that's you're always available. Maybe you make people feel really comfortable, and that's amazing. Nobody does it like you. I'm sure you've heard that one. I'm sure you have. And I want you to hold on to that compliment because we're going to talk about that today. But I want you to look at that compliment from a different perspective, right? I want you to look at it from a different lens. And I know one of the hardest things about this issue is that it doesn't actually look like a problem in the beginning. It doesn't look like a problem. It actually masquerades as success. Why? Because your clients are happy, they keep coming back, they refer their friends, they leave amazing reviews, and your business has great reputation. People know your name, and because everything is working okay, you don't necessarily stop to ask yourself, is your business actually built to support me? Who's it benefiting here? Is it solely the client, or is it both of you? Because your business has to be a mutually beneficial business. It has to be a mutually beneficial arrangement. And if you're not looking and asking yourself that question, you may be thinking, how do I keep up? How do I move through the busy season? And what happens when busy becomes every season, though. Stop to think about that for a second. What if every season is truly busy? That's when you start to feel the weight and you realize that you're not just running a business, you're carrying the business. Okay. And if every person is coming to you because they don't know what to do, then that means someone has to figure out, and that someone is always you, which means your ability to handle something always means you're carrying it. If the only option is you, then you're carrying it. And that shouldn't be the only option. So I want you to picture a normal day in your business. Put it in your mind's eye right now and think about a day when it's just regular. Nothing is wrong. You walk in, you sit down, or your client sit down, and before that, your brain is already working. You remember who does what, who prefers this, who likes a massage a certain way, whatever the story or the script is, right? And the little details that make people feel cared for, which is actually a really great thing. And that's a gift. The gift of noticing things is really special because you pay attention and you make people feel really important. Then through the day, the questions do start coming. Someone on the team just needs clarification. A client needs something adjusted. Decisions need to be made. Problems need to be solved. And without even thinking about it, you step in because you solve the problem faster. I'm guilty of that. I'm so guilty of that. You know the answer because you've been doing this for years. And by the end of the day, everyone else sees a successful business owner. They see someone who has it together, but they don't see the mental tab that stays open. Your brain is constantly running. It never turns off. When you're with your family, you can't shut down and spend time with them because you're still at work. Your body is here, but your brain is over there. And that's what we don't talk about enough, right? And a lot of business owners think that their problem is that they need better boundaries, and boundaries are important. I really believe in boundaries, but they don't fix the problem underneath. Because if you keep answering the question, if you're the one that keeps stepping in or solving the problem, because the business doesn't have another place for that information to live, or you're not utilizing that place, you are comfortable allowing yourself to be the only source of information, and you're not allowing your team to go through the process of figuring out, you become the system. Information lives in you, and you become the training manual. You are the walking training manual. Your instincts have become the success, and that works for a while until it doesn't. Because your business can only grow as far as your personal capacity allows it to. It can only grow as far as you go. And that's the moment where you have to separate these two things, okay? Your gift. Your gift is important, but if the way you do business depends on your gift, if your ability to connect with people is a gift, and it is, your ability to notice details is a gift, your ability to create an amazing experience is a gift. But again, we're separating the two things. And the second part of that is when the business requires your constant presence to deliver that experience, the gift starts to cost you. So your gift is really cool. It's really important. It makes a difference. It makes you stand out. And the cost is where successful owners get stuck because nobody's telling you they have a problem. You're being celebrated. You're being praised. You're getting referrals. You're getting reviews. So they just keep going. Everything is just status quo. This is just what it takes. That's what you're telling yourself. This is what successful business owners do. And I'll create systems when things slow down. Have you ever been so busy that that's what you say to yourself? Or the other thing is, I'm right here. I could just give her the information. I'm right here. There's no need to search it up, right? So you allow yourself to be the information bearer. And slowly you become the bottleneck. You are great at what you do, But if everything has to pass through you, the decisions, the information, the relationships, the quality control, everything, the business that was created to give you freedom starts requiring more from you and starts taking more from you, your energy, your time. It may affect your family life. It's going to eventually affect your business and slow things down. And it's going to cost your team to become more reliant on you. So you're not going to be able to get the best from your team members if you are the only source. The goal is not to become less personal. We want to make that the standard and make that very clear. You're not going to cut back on the goodness of what you do, right? Your clients love you and they are loyal to you and the experience you create. And I don't want you to lose any of that. What I want you to think about is introducing structure and sticking to that structure. Stick to your process, right? You want your business to still feel remembered because of the process. When your team can deliver excellence because they know what excellence looks like, that's where you will see a difference. Where your standards don't disappear when you take the day off, that's where they'll see the difference. And that is a major difference between a business that depends on the owner and something that's led by the owner. You don't want to be leading all day, every day, where your phone is ringing off the hook at all times. You want to be able to allow yourself the beautiful benefit of a business that runs without you. And that shift will change everything for you. That shift will allow you to eventually become bigger than before. Why? Because it will allow you time to create something else, to shift to other income streams, and allow your team members to step up to the plate and allow them to grow. And that's ultimately what you want. If you have a business and your team members are still looking the same and are still in the same space they were before, then you have to start questioning what is happening within your business. You have to allow them space to grow and become better at what they do. So that will allow your job to become something that you can continue to design to hold space for every piece of growth, to hold that space where you can now scale at optimal levels. So I want you to take a minute to think about the compliments you receive and don't dismiss them and don't just accept them either. Study them and ask yourself this very question. What does this compliment reveal about my business? Because ultimately it's saying something greater. Everything people love about your business is a clue about what needs to be strengthened. If today's conversation felt very familiar to you and you found yourself thinking, this is exactly what I've been experiencing in my business, and I want to know why this is happening. That's why I wrote Brain Interrupted, Outsmarting the Five Mental Traps Holding You Back. Because building a different business starts with understanding the patterns, baby, that keeps you repeating the same cycle. Things operate in a pattern. I don't know if you noticed that, but if you pay closer attention, you'll see that there's a pattern, a cycle happening in life that takes presence in your business as well. That will keep us repeating the same cycles if we're not aware of the patterns. So the way we think impacts the way we lead. The way we lead impacts the way we build. And the way we build determines whether our business supports our lives or consume it. That's ultimately not what we want, baby. So I want you to get a copy of Brain Interrupted, Outsmarting the Five Mental Traps Holding You Back, so you can see what cycle is happening. It takes a little deeper so you can understand what's going on behind the scenes. And that's really a blessing. I want you to ask yourself the question, and that question is, do I want the future of my business to require this much of me? Do I want the future of my business to require this much of me? Because the answer to that question changes everything, and the way you build from there is going to be substantially different. So sit with that. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Ooh, I'm live on camera, so I hope everything is delivered to your standard. I'm going to try to do this more often where I get on live and do the pod here. So Hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Beauty Moves podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, as this helps improve my ranking. Take care. Until next time.